Alrighty, this is pretty exciting. So let's get started. This is Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, but it's randomized. This should be pretty exciting, so let's just get right into it. And of course I have a 0% save file there from when I've tried this 2 or 3 other times, but that's okay. Every time I get kind of disappointed about Kirby being gray. Such a bland color. Alright, nice. Got sword from that. So even though this game looks so pretty and looks like it has so much to randomize, there are actually only a couple elements that go into it. There's the abilities, so each thing will give me a different ability than what I see on screen, and also we might see some palette swaps. Obviously Kirby is gray right now, rather than being the usual shade of pink, and also I think we're going to see some Meta Knight's palette swaps later on. But anyway, it's going to be very similar to the vanilla game. So I'm actually really excited to be playing Nightmare in Dreamland because it just has so much charm and so much heart to it. I remember the first time I played it, I think it's been a couple of months, and I was shocked by how, not only how creative the level designs are, but just how pretty the level designs are. There's so much attention to detail with the environments and some of the mobs that the game is just so pretty, and it's just such a pleasure to play. Oh, nice. Almost made it to the first mark there. Here's a bomb minigame. I never really know how to play this. I just kind of press A when it seems like the bomb is over my spoon, but we'll see how it goes this time around. Boom. Alright, very nice. So basically, I just want to keep the bomb away from me. It's like hot potato, but with intense explosives going at high projectile speeds. Very possible that, I'll blow up, but it's all good. So essentially what I'm trying to do here is just get the maximum amount of lives. I'm not sure how to lob it like the CPUs are doing. Maybe it's some CPU skill-based thing, but we'll see. Whoops! Alright, there we go. That's what I get for commentating. That's 1-1-up, which I'll take it. And let's go into World 2. The first world is just so cheery and so exciting. It's like something out of the early levels of Subspace Emissary from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It just has this very kiddie charm to it, but the game doesn't feel kiddie. It feels like a game that's full of spirit for adults, A game where you can find a reprieve from the awful stuff going on in the world. One of which is the bosses. How lovely. So I'm not really sure what that guy is supposed to be floating on. Is that a banana? Is it his... Oh, there are 2 bananas there, apparently. So as a brief interspersed PSA, this enemy is called Poppy Bros Sr. Where the bros, multiple, comes from, I'm not quite sure, given that there's one thing in this screenshot over here. But hey, whatever he wants to call himself is fine with me. Also noteworthy, hi Kirby, want a bomb sandwich? Wow, what a great enemy. I love this game even more now. How interesting. Alright, so I gotta try spacing this guy out so I don't die. Oh, perfect. How nice. I don't know what ability he has, and I guess I won't know. That's alright. So let's just come through here, and some of the backgrounds just look so pretty. Like, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be reminiscent of frosting or not, but if I weren't full right now, I might find the stage somewhat appetizing. This game is just, I've said this many times already, but this game is just so cute in such a pleasant way. It makes it feel like a very streamlined, very enjoyable little jaunt through Kirby's universe. Very pleasant. And that's another level. I want to try to get to the first sign every time. I don't know why, but I get an odd kick of accomplishment from that. Cool. So let's head on to the 3rd level. So we get more of the same pleasant scenery and cannonballs, I guess. So, kind of interesting to see how the tone shifts that quickly, even with the same green, lush scenery. Uh-oh, oh man, oh, there we go. So I still got my sword back. That's reassuring. Sword is one of my favorite abilities just because it makes me feel like Link, right? I feel like I have this area of effect spell. Oh no, there goes my sword. Well, that's okay. At least I'll get some other abilities. Like I was saying, sword is my favorite ability, or at least one of them, because it gives me this area of effect feeling, and that's a lot of fun. But if I can't get it, I can't get it. No worries. Part of the fun is finding new enemies, like this flame boy over here. Alright, and I got beam. Beam is also nice because it gives me that same Marthy effect. Uh-oh. Oh, let's grab that. Okay. This is kind of problematic. Let's see how I can get through here. And that frog apparently doesn't give any special abilities. That's good to know. So I'll go ahead and absorb beam again. Like I was saying, this gives me a kind of Marthy feel to it because it covers all the areas in front of me. Just a nice little ray that ensures that I won't be hit from any angle, basically. Oh my goodness, look at the timing on that. If that frame data had been any lesser, I would be dead right now. Alright, so I'm consistently getting anywhere between 2s and 3s, which is good to know. When I tried playing this on other devices, it didn't really work that well. So, maybe it depends on how you bind your key bindings here. Okay, and that's gone. So, that's alright. That's just the copy shop in case I want to get a new ability, which, you know, I won't know what that ability does because it's a randomizer. Fun, fun, fun. So here's Mustache Man, and he'll throw ice pellets at me, but with my Marthy ability, that's no big deal. Another thing I like so much about this game, I think, is just the unique soundtrack. I'll go ahead and let it speak for itself for a little bit after I get this ability back. Well, I'm glad while I let it speak for itself, I didn't die. That's definitely reassuring. So I'm kind of playing this on 1 health. This is kind of overwhelming. But we'll see how I do here. The worst case scenario is just that I restart the level, which is the penalty for death. So a very lightweight, very relaxing kind of game. That is, until you start fighting DDD. There's no way you can call that relaxing. I tried maybe 20 times just to get past the fight once, and then I had to fight that Star Rod guy. So I was like, no way am I doing that. I must have a 20 loss to 1 win ratio. Which isn't necessarily bad, it just signifies the difficulty of that boss fight. Well, there's my first death. Nice to get that out of the way. And apparently that gives me an ability. Interesting. So I actually really like this ability because it's like Fox's Shine from Melee. It just, that hexagonal shape is just so pleasing to the eye. That and it's just fun setting enemies off the screen, so I guess there's that too. Let's go ahead and get through here. Wonderful. The one downside to this kind of Fox Falco Shine, ooh, I've got a star ability. Let me make some headway here. So the one kind of downside to this Fox Falco ability is just that you have to get up close to enemies, and you don't know if that means you're going to lose your power-up. So you are kind of taking a gamble, but it may just work out. That's another level under our belt. Very nice. Hey, that's kind of interesting. I never realized during the freeze power-up, Kirby kind of looks like the Ice Climbers. Looks more like Popo. That's the blue one, I think. But, nice little homage. I don't know if that's intentional, or if it's just meant to be that Eskimo kind of archetype. We'll see how that works. First boss coming up here. That's pretty exciting. Okay, turns out that area of effect thing didn't do very well. So I'm really scared of these apples here. Ooh, I wonder if I launch the freeze thing at him, will he take damage? That was clutch. I managed to get it at the exact time I needed to in order to not get hit by that apple. That was pretty clutch timing. And that's that. Went ahead and shined him to death. It's like I'm playing Melee. Quite exciting. And is that the first world already? That was like 4 levels or so, I think. The levels in this game do tend to go quite fast, assuming you don't die, so, you know, that's quite pleasant. Let's go ahead and go to 2-1. Alright, and now we've moved on to the Mario kind of archetypal island trope, which is always nice. I keep forgetting that these things explode you upon impact, so just out of habit, I kind of go near them, but that's not really an effective way to keep my power up, I guess. Luckily, I restored some health there, so it's not too shabby. Then we continue through here, and no, that trap didn't work quite as well as I thought it would. That's okay. Let's go ahead and get the beam power up, no worries. And come right through here. So, you know, one thing I never really realized when I played Brawl as a kid was just how influential, oh my goodness, look at that thing. It was just how influential Kirby was to Brawl, and indeed the Smash Brothers franchise in general. I was basing that totally off of random experiences I had playing Brawl with friends and playing other Smash games by myself, but it turns out I was actually right. There are quite a few stages that Kirby directly inspired in Super Smash Bros., and indeed quite a few other characters, trophies, and other memorabilia that show up as an homage to the franchise. You can see that Kirby was there from the beginning, right? He was in Smash 64, definitely in Melee, definitely in Brawl. But anyway, I know for sure he's in Brawl, because I played that a lot as a kid, and I know for sure he's in every installment afterwards. And it's just amazing to me just how much the series inspired Brawl. Granted, you know, the Smash Brothers series is a mashup of all the kinds of Nintendo franchises and IPs and whatnot, and it is meant to be kind of fan service in that way. But what's interesting to me is the sheer variety of Kirby stages and characters that we get. So, just off the top of my head, there's Dreamland, which has the archetypal kind of song attached to it that everybody knows if you played enough Melee. And, okay, interesting, managed to get him below that platform there. And also there are a couple other stages. There's Halberd, I think, in Brawl, and nope, that's Star Fox, never mind, that doesn't qualify as Kirby. And I was looking at my recording setup rather than looking at that enemy. Nice. Luckily I can slide, so that's not too shabby. And I get my freeze power up back, how nice. And he's blasting off again. Very exciting. Is he going to that? Oh, it is. So it's not really like a moon, it's more like a planet. And now we go from New Super Mario Bros. World 3 to World 2, essentially. And we have another boss. And I might be dead. No, that's alright. This boss is going to be tough to get up close to because of its momentum, but I guess I could just spam my move and be fine there. So no worries. Aw, Kirby has the cutest little running animation. So that's always fun to watch. Alright, I'm probably going to lose that, so that's okay. I'll just grab the next thing as I see it. Yeah, so I never really knew what was in this pause menu, because I basically never paused. I either played through to the end of each stage, or I just quit out of frustration. So kind of interesting to see that it tells you how the abilities work. Alright, I can practice my Nair almost here, and to make it all the way through here. One nice thing you can do is you can go through these platforms, so if you're not scared of enemies, you can just go right on past those guys, which is always nice. Come through here, and that's the end of the level. If I can get through the door, that is. 5, 4, 3, 2, oh, not quite. You need a little extra oomph on your way down to catapult your way back up. Physics and whatnot. I think I missed a door back here, so I'm gonna... Yes, what is this exactly? Is this the racing minigame? Yeah, it is. We're gonna grind the rails. This is pretty exciting. And go! Oh, okay. I was so focused on announcing, I didn't really start very well. That's okay. That's like what I do in Mario Kart, essentially. I always start late, and then I either have the backfire where I press it too early, or I just don't start well. Either way, you know, I end up in first, much like this race, so it's not too shabby. The strategy here is you want to jump early and make sure you don't get spiked, because the loss from getting spiked is worse than the marginal benefit of actually getting that extra rail time. So, 3 1-ups. Very nice.